When last year began, we knew that 2022 was going to be a different kind of year. It was a threshold year, knowing that we were standing between what had been and a new future ahead. The theme that we had over 2022 was, "And yet, God promises." And that theme guided us with confidence and hope through a season of uncertainty. God's promises were faithful as ever. When I arrived in April, I knew this was a community God was calling me to serve among. I could tell right away by how you welcomed my family and I, how we leaned into God's promises, continuing to worship and grow and serve and live out faith in meaningful ways. Now, over the last year, we've gotten to know each other, and we've tried a lot of new things in ministry. Here are just a few of the highlights of ministry God has accomplished through us in this last year.
In August, about 100 people from Augustana gathered at the St. Paul Brewery in St. Paul for our first, what we hope to be annual, maybe multiple times a year, Beer and Hymns event. This Beer and Hymns idea came about in wanting to engage the congregation with music, something that Augustana holds very dearly, in maybe a new way. So we gathered over food and drink to sing some of our favorite hymns and just be in fellowship with one another. And it was really cool to see how intergenerational this event was and how people connected with each other in new ways, connected with music of the faith in a new way. And we look forward to doing this in years to come.
Augustana's Community Meals started on May 5th of 2022. It started after we pulled out of Loaves and Fishes. We thought that we could maybe serve our community in our area better than what we were doing down at Loaves and Fishes. So our first week, we had 112 guests that came through. We do drive-through only. So they drive up, we go out, we ask how many meals that they need, and then we pack them up and bring them out to them. As of today, in January, we are serving over 350 meals a week. So our goal for 2023 is 400 meals every week, which is attainable. Might need some more equipment, but it's the impact that it has made on the community has been amazing. We couldn't do it without the support of all the Augustana members, whether it's monetary, volunteering, prayers. So thank you.
So we started the Where Faith Meets Family Take and Make this fall. It was inspired by an activity I had done with our high school students on our service trip over the summer. We went to the Aurora Public Library and they introduced us to Take and Make project that they had been doing for a couple of years now, and our job on the service trip was to assemble the kits that community members were going to come and pick up and take back with them. And the idea of it was that they gathered supplies for an activity and then they would take those supplies and go do it at home with their family or community members. And while we were doing it, I got really excited and inspired and said, we could do this with our families and we could make it faith-based and focus on ways to help families incorporate spiritual practices and faith practices at home, and just to make it a simple thing for them to do, but a way for them to continue to practice their faith habits while they're together with one another outside of church during the week. And so Kathy and I sat down and came up with a plan of every month a different activity that we could put together and send home with families for them to do. So they start the activity when they're with us the third Sunday of every month, and then the rest of it they go and put into practice at home. And we try to change every month what that activity is. It's been fun to think of the activities and to see what comes from them and how families are able to incorporate them, and that it's families of all shapes and sizes, so lots of different ages in those groups that come and participate, lots of different family sizes, family units, but it's just been a great way to build family connections and community while we're here on those Sunday mornings, and then also give them those tools to go use at home when they're not with us and get to hear the stories about what they're doing.
Family fun nights and summer camps are a great opportunity for our families here at Augustana and in the community. Family fun nights consist of theater groups coming in, craft projects, scavenger hunts, things that families can do together away from their cell phones and iPads and other electronics. Our summer camps, I like to say, are internationally known. The last 2 years we have had families plan their vacations around our summer camps. So we have a family from Thailand who has come the last 2 years, and one from Spain that send their kids to VBS and Family Fun Days and our toddler time during the summer. And all these camps and family fun nights are open to the community. We do get a handful of community members that participate in all of our camps and our family fun nights during the summer.
As we look to the year ahead, we continue to imagine what God's power working in us can do next. It is so exciting to be starting this year with the completion of the call to Deacon Stephanie Anderson as the Deacon of Discipleship and Community Mission. We look forward to her joining us in ministry in mid-March and all that we can accomplish together as a congregation. Part of our work together this year will involve some communal discernment and study of who we are now and how God is calling us into mission and ministry that meets people where they are in their lives today. We'll identify some priorities and develop new practices that strengthen our faith and open us to the fresh winds of the Spirit. I continue to believe that God is doing powerful things here at Augustana among all of us, and that we are a church that has a strong and bright future ahead. I look forward to being part of whatever God has planned for us with you.